Welcome to LFC Transfer Hub. Arne provides double Liverpool injury update and admits fears, a gut feeling. Alexander Isak ecstasy turns to agony as Liverpool star suffers devastating setback. Arne explains what FSG are thinking as Liverpool boss makes top four admission. Now details. Arne has admitted Liverpool face an anxious wait after seeing both Alexander Isak and Conor Bradley forced off in their 2-1 victory over Tottenham Hotspur. The Swede came on at half-time in place of the Northern Irishman, who had initially tried to play on after suffering a knock following a coming together with Jed Spence. Isak would open the scoring for the Reds in the 56th minute, finishing well when running onto Florian Wirtz's through ball. But he was injured in the process following Mickey van de Ven's attempts to slide in and stop him running through on goal. Receiving lengthy treatment on the pitch, Isak was in visible pain as he then limped off supported by two members of Liverpool's medical team. Speaking after the final whistle, Slot admitted he feared that the striker could be set for a spell on the sidelines, but was unable to offer a definitive update on either Isak or Bradley. "I don't have any news on him," he conceded, "but if a player scores and then gets injured and doesn't come back on the pitch, doesn't try to come back, which is what Conor Bradley tried to do for example, but I had to take him off as well because he couldn't go on. But if a player doesn't even try to come back, that is usually not a good thing. But I cannot say anything more than that, it is just a gut feeling. Nothing medical to say about it, I haven't spoken to him about it yet. It's a good thing that he scored, that is what we would like to see happening a lot. Good finish, good pass, a good goal assisted by Florian Wirtz. I said last week already that players are getting better, our team is getting better. Wasn't perfect today, especially not in the last 10 minutes, but in the meantime we pick up points, and I see the team developing in a way I want to see. Let's not be too negative yet, we don't know yet how serious the injuries might be. Let's hope he is back with us soon, difficult to say to you now." Slot would at least play down fears about Jeremy Frimpong after the Netherlands international was also forced off in the win with a facial injury. The wing-back made his return from a hamstring injury when replacing the injured Isak, and set up the would-be winning goal for Hugo Ekitike. But he then had to be replaced in stoppage time as Liverpool looked to see out the victory. Slot revealed that Frimpong was fine though as he explained his decision to withdraw the defender, insisting it was purely based on trying to protect the result. "No, Jeremy is no problem at all," he said. "I didn't want to go down to 10 men for 40 seconds. I think this is the only country where if players, they need to go off for 30 seconds, with a head injury even 45, so I adapted to that. I knew there wasn't long to play, and I thought we struggled a lot with a +1. So playing 10 versus 10 for half a minute with him being on the floor, yes or no? No, just go with Federico Chiesa. So no problem with him, but with Alex and with Conor, we have to wait. You could see our bench today, but this is not the first time. We are not the only team that suffers injuries in this period in England because we play so many games. It is quite normal that teams pick up injuries at this time. We're still picking up points, and that is the main thing." Alexander Isak ecstasy turns to agony as Liverpool star suffers devastating setback. It should have been the moment that truly kick-started Alexander Isak's spluttering Liverpool career into life. Instead, the British record transfer signing now finds himself having to contend with another devastating setback since his £125 million move from Newcastle United. For a split second, there was compelling evidence of exactly why the Reds had gone big in the summer window. Isak running on to an inviting pass from £116 arrival Florian Wirtz, before slipping the ball beyond Tottenham Hotspur goalkeeper Guglielmo Vicario to finally break the resistance of the 10-man home team. He'd only been on the pitch 11 minutes, but as Liverpool boss Arne punched the air in delight on the touchline, concern was already being raised for the well-being of the stricken Isak, who remained prone on the turf in agony as his teammates quickly realised all was not well. In the process of scoring, the forward had been wiped out by a dangerous sliding challenge from Mickey van de Ven. Isak's ankle caught between the legs of the Tottenham defender. Replays indicated it did not look good. Sure enough, after a lengthy period of treatment, Isak was helped off the pitch before disappearing down the tunnel. While Liverpool are waiting for an official prognosis, the outlook looks gloomy. An extended spell on the sidelines awaits. Isak would be the first to admit part of the responsibility for his difficult opening as a Reds player. But seemingly no amount of money can avoid the rank bad luck that has befallen the Sweden international this season. Isak, again benched, had been introduced at halftime to help provide greater support for Hugo Ekitike, a forward partnership that has been seen only fleetingly, but from which Liverpool have nevertheless gained some of their more impressive results this term. Indeed, it was Ekitike who ultimately decided this contest midway through the second half, too strong for Christian Romero, when showing the desire to reach substitute Jeremy Frimpong's deflected cross and head a looping effort in off the woodwork. A fifth goal in his last 3 Premier League outings, and an 11th of the season in all competitions, Ekitike is producing the numbers that may have been expected from Isak. Now the junior partner will once again have to shoulder the burden as Slot, already shorn of Cody Gakpo and Mohamed Salah, find his attacking options restricted further. Isak, though, surely now deserves a change of fortune. Arne Slot explains what FSG are thinking as Liverpool boss makes top 4 admission. Arne Slot admits he is not satisfied with Liverpool's Premier League position, despite going level on points with 4th-placed Chelsea with a 2-1 win over Tottenham Hotspur on Saturday. After a first-half red card for Xavi Simons, the Reds struck twice in the second period through Alexander Isak and Hugo Ekitike, before Richarlison netted on 83 minutes to set up a grandstand finish that the champions were able to see out in North London. The victory means the Reds are now unbeaten in 6 across all competitions and up to 5th in the table, but Slot says Champions League qualification was not the sole aim for the campaign when it got underway in August. The Dutch coach, however, says the club's owners Fenway Sports Group and its executive team are accepting that the changes implemented over the summer would take time to yield results. No, of course we are happy with that, but when we started the season, it wasn't as though I was thrilled and completely happy with the top 4, Slot said. We are always aiming for the best possible, and after the good start we had, we were disappointed with the run of results we had after it. I think you have said, we are now on equal points for the top 4, but we have done quite well in the Champions League, with a difficult draw. I see a lot of teams that hardly have a point, but we haven't faced them. So I think it has never been as bad as some people have said, but it's also true that we are definitely not perfect yet. But we knew this when we made so many changes in the summer, it'd take time. Maybe because we won the first 5 or 6 games people thought it was just go so easily, but as a club ownership, Richard Hughes, sporting director, Michael Edwards, CEO of football, all the other people knew that change could also come with fluctuations, different results, and that has shown to be true. Spurs were reduced to 9 men when Christian Romero was shown a second yellow for kicking out at Ibrahima Konate, but Slot says the second dismissal only emboldened the hosts in the final moments as they chased an unlikely equalizer. Slot added, I thought Romero's red would mean it is a bit easier, but in reality, it wasn't. Of course, they still had the free kick, and I know what a special player Pedro Porro is. He has shown that already with the corner he took, which led to a goal. So I thought, let's survive this free kick, and then, to be honest, I thought with 9 men, we would be able to keep them away from our goal, but it looked as though we were down to 9 and they had 11, which led to attack after attack after attack. It didn't lead to a goal. The second one I haven't seen, and I thought one of our players got a yellow. I was thinking, how can Ibu Konate get a yellow card for this? But Ibu wasn't even on a yellow. But then I saw it was theirs, so I don't know why it happened. With Xavi Simons, I don't think he had any intention to do it, but if you see it back, where he touches him from behind, studs, the height calf, this time already a few times in games against us, it hasn't led to a red card, and this time it did. I've seen these fouls are red cards, and sometimes against us they haven't been. You are always relying on who is the VAR and which referee makes a decision.